All right, Shalom. First off, we want to start by giving all praises to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahashem,
Bahashem,
Yahweh
Yahushai,
Shai,
Bahashem,
Bahashem,
Rakakwadash.
Double honors to our apostle and elders of Great Millstone, and honors and salutations unto you, brothers, that's preaching this word in sincerity and faith, and Shalom to you, sincere listeners and believers thereof. All right, so we just wanted to go into a lesson. The title of this lesson is going to be called "Mortifying That Old Man." It's pretty much um, um, self-explanatory yet. You know, we're going to go in further in depth and hit it with the precepts um, as we go on. But pretty much killing off that old man. That old man that we once were in the world before we came into this fold, into this faith. You know, turning back to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And it's not a thing that happens overnight. You know, you don't become a new man overnight. This is a daily process that we're going through. With the spirit, from the apostle and elders on down, has been going out a lot lately. That you know, we all have work to do. We all have things we need to work on that we can be better at. You know, demons that we all have to conquer individually, in which is a part of that process of mortifying that old man, that we once were. All right, because he still hunts us to this day, and that's a part of the battle in itself. You know, the flesh versus the spirit, or vice versa. All right, so without further ado, we're gonna hop straight into the lesson. The Lord's will it be edifying. We're gonna start here at Saint John, the third chapter, at the top. It says, this is Saint John 3:1. It says, there was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews. The same came to Yahushua by night and said unto him, Rabbi, which means master, we know that thou art a teacher come from the Most High. For no man can do these miracles that thou doest except the Most High be with him. So Nicodemus acknowledged Yahweh Shai as a man of Yahweh. Okay, he acknowledged the miracles that Yahweh Shai was doing in the name of the Father Yahweh. All right. So it says Yahweh Shai answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, which means truly, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of the Most High. Nicodemus saith unto him, How can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter the second time into his mother's womb and be born?
Yeah, so he thought basically like he meant like physically be reborn again, and Yahushai he didn't mean that. He meant being reborn again spiritually. All right, because like when you come into this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, you become a new man because you renew your mind. You know, when you get this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, it changes you as far as your the way outlook on life. You have a whole totally different outlook because now you understand right from wrong, good from evil. You understand what life is really meant to be, and you understand the situation that we're in. What we have to do to get out of it.
Yep, that's right. It says, Nicodemus, Nicodemus saith unto him, How can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter the second time into his mother's womb and be born? So Nicodemus was simple, on this with this saying that the Lord was expounding unto him. It says, Yahweh Shai said, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
That which is born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the Spirit is and that which is born of the Spirit is spirit. It says, Marvel not that I said unto thee, ye must be born again.
Yeah, so marvel not at that.
Mm-hmm.
because he was saying basically it shouldn't be like going over your head.
Con.
Don't bug out over it. This isn't something that deep. It's just don't marvel over it. That he said to be born again because he's talking about being spiritually born again.
Yep. Yep. That's right. Being born again in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. With what? With this word.
Mm-hmm.
I got this precept right here. This is St. John chapter 6, verse 63. It says, it is the spirit that quickeneth, and we know quickeneth means to make alive,
Yeah.
because as it says in what I believe is it Proverbs the 21st chapter. Matter of fact, I'll just bring it out real quick since I referenced it. I believe it's Proverbs the 21st chapter. You see, yep, this is Proverbs 21 and 16. It says, the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
Mm-hmm.
We were once dead. Because we lacked the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. But now what the Lord has quickened us with His Spirit.
Yeah, the breath of life.
Yeah.
Which is the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what brought us back to life, because we were all in the congregation of the dead at one point, but
Yep.
then we had that spirit of life come into us,
Mm-hmm.
and that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
Yep. We were reborn in the Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll go back to St. John 6 and 63. It says, it is the Spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life.
Yeah, because these words they bring you life.
Mm-hmm.
They bring you everlasting life.
That's right.
That's why the flesh profiteth nothing, because everything pertaining to the flesh is not going to be beneficial for you. To bring you life, it brings you death, really.
Mm-hmm.
Especially now, because these bodies are corrupt to sin. All right, now when we're in the kingdom, we're going to be in the spirit always.
Yeah, we're gonna have that heart of flesh.
Exactly. But now it's not like that. We have to change the darkness right now in these bodies that are susceptible unto sin.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the spirit that quickeneth. It's the spirit that keeps us going.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the scriptures say in Proverbs, how I believe in Proverbs how the spirit of a man will sustain him.
Yep.
Because these bodies, they breaking down every day being in society, yet what keeps us going is the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, and these bodies are susceptible to demons. Which the demons that we were plagued with when we were in the world. Once we come in, we come into this faith. We the Lord purges us of that unclean spirit that we once had on us. That old, which is in actuality that old man. I have this precept right here. This is Saint Matthew chapter 12, verse 43. Saint Matthew 12 and 43. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Talking about that demon that we all once had on us. All right. In the world. Okay. It's always lingering. It's always over our shoulders, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
That old man is always seeking opportunity to come back and haunt us.
Mm-hmm.
To devour us. All right. It says, when the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, because the Lord washes us clean with this word, and it makes us clean and gets that unclean spirit off of us. Yet that unclean spirit is always around us, and we're in an unclean society. We're in a polluted land and really polluted world. It says, when the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Then he saith, I will return into my house from whence I came out.
Yeah, and that house is talking about your body.
That's right.
Because our body is a temple.
Mm-hmm.
So that spirit, like the brother was saying, it's always waiting to come back in. So that's what that's it's waiting for that perfect opportunity. You know, that old man that you put off when you had came into this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Those demons that we had took off of us, and we're always battling demons. They're always waiting to come back, come back, yeah, to get you to go off.
That's right. That's right. And that's a part of the daily temptations that we battle. You know, the demons that we conquered in the
Yep.
spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai daily. You know, it says, "Then he saith, I will return unto my house from whence I came out. And when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished." Yeah, so he is completely clean.
Mhm.
Cause what we were made holy by the word and the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So what that demon want to come back home, so to speak. You know, hey, dwell in your flesh. All right, take hold of you like he once did. Like the scriptures say, he that departed from evil or iniquity, I believe it's in Jeremiah, maketh himself a prey.
Yep.
So we're constantly preyed upon by who? The spiritual demon Satan. All right, and those demons that we had on us in the world ultimately, which is ultimately what the spiritual demon Satan. You know, going back to the book of Job. All right, that wager that the Lord made with Satan. All right, um, that's why it says what in Peter's to be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, roaming around like a roaring lion, seeketh whom he may devour.
Mhm.
In which he's he he desires to devour the men of the Lord.
Yep.
The only people that he don't have, he has the 2/3. He want the man of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. It says, and when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished. Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself.
Yeah. So when you do backslide and you let that demon basically overtake you and come back in, fully just rest in you again. Then what? He came back with 7 more evil spirits, more wicked than himself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you see dudes when they fall out, they're in a worse predicament than they were before coming into to this knowledge.
Yeah, they were conquered by those demons.
Yeah, and then they had brought legions back,
Yep.
because at first you had everybody has demons on them when you first come in, but then when you fall out again, you got even more demons on you because you tasted of this knowledge and then you went back into the world. So
Mm-hmm.
that when that demon does overtake you, it's going to be overtaking you and bringing even more demons with them.
Yeah, you don't have no hedge to protect you. You don't have the hedge of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai covering you anymore.
Hmm.
You know, it's just a floodgate.
Yep.
Open for you. It says, and they enter in and dwell there. And that last state of that man is worse than the first.
Yeah, and that's how it be. And you see that plain and clear as day with all the guys that prime examples, all the dudes who fall out.
Yeah.
Their last is worse than their first when they first came in.
Mm-hmm.
When that guy, same guy you see fall out, they always look how they are now. They're way worse off than when you first seen them. When they was in this work, doing
Mm-hmm.
this work. All right, because like you said, the Lord made them clean at one point, and then what? You just got back filthy,
Yep.
just like a pig, or
Yep.
like the scriptures say, like a dog returning to his vomit.
Mm-hmm. You wasn't. You didn't. You wasn't. These guys wasn't mortifying that old man.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, you know,
Yep.
and they wasn't walking in the spirit. They felt susceptible to the spiritual demon Satan, man. And as the scriptures say, evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse. And that's what this is going into. It says, in the last state of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation.
Yeah, and this is a wicked generation that we're
Mm-hmm.
living in. This is the worst generation, you know, because everything's at an all time high, especially with wickedness in itself.
Gone.
It's at an all time high. So this is the worst generation ever,
That's right.
and you see that with this Generation Z.
Yep. That's right, man. This is Colossians chapter 3. I'm gonna start at the top. This is Colossians 3 and 1. It says, if ye then be risen with Mashiach Yahweh Shai, seek those things which are above, where Yahweh Shai sitteth on the right hand of the Most High.
Yeah. So this is what you're supposed to be seeking, the things which are above, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you are seeking those things, it's going to have you in a certain mindset. It's going to
Yep.
put you in a certain mind frame.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Because if you're really seeking out the things that are from above, you know, it's basically seeking out the spiritual things.
Yep.
What that's going to go. That's basically just is a secondhand nature. If you're meditating upon that, basically you're always thinking upon it. And if you're always thinking upon something, it keeps you in a certain state of mind. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because we're not supposed to be at ease or at rest. Because if you take your mind off of that, you know, you said you don't seek those things that are above, then what? You're going to be seeking the things that are here that you see now.
Yep.
And then that puts you in a different mindset. Puts you in a different spirit, you know, because when you're not focused on the things above, you're focused on the things here. Then you're basically going off track slowly, you know.
You're seeking more things to really vain things to please the flesh, you know, rather than spiritual things to first and foremost please Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and to benefit you.
Yep. And that ain't gonna really always be pleasing into your flesh because your
Yep.
flesh wants to do what's pleasing for the flesh, not for the spirit.
That's right.
So doing things that are pleasing for the spirit that's a battle in itself.
Okay.
Because your flesh doesn't want to do that. These bodies, what they want to do would be like the people in the world, just chilling, you know, just chill out, just do everything but be spiritual, basically.
Yep.
And you could stay up all night, you know, stay up all night doing like whatever, like going out partying, clubbing, but you can't stay up all night trying to be spiritual because these bodies they're not trying to do that. They're like it'll be a battle trying to do that basically, because when you do stuff pertaining to the flesh, the body's all for it.
Okay.
You know, kicking back, chilling. But then when it comes to doing things that are spiritual, that actually is more laborious spiritually, then your body doesn't want to do that. That's really those demons trying to hinder you from doing that.
Yep.
That's why it's always a battle to try to do things in the spirit.
I got two precepts real fast since you said that. This is first one is Jeremiah 17 and 9. It says the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked.
Mm-hmm.
Who can know it?
Yeah, the mind is desperately wicked. All right, that's what the heart is talking about here. It's talking about the law of your mind.
Yep.
All right, it's desperately wicked because these minds, these bodies, really,
Flesh.
the flesh,
Mm-hmm.
it'll justify anything. You know, like oh, it's cool just to chill out. I could do that later. Always putting it off. Basically, the flesh wants you to keep putting it off so much to the point to where you just spirit just leave you.
Completely off.
Yeah, the spirit's not even on you no more.
Yeah.
That's how these bodies want you to be because it creeps in slowly. It's just like, all right, I'm gonna put it off. I'm gonna do it later.
And it's never satisfied.
Yep. Because then later comes and then you're like, oh, I don't feel. I'll just do it tomorrow instead of later. And then it just keeps on going, prolonging longer and longer to the point to where you're not even in the spirit no more.
Okay. It's St. Matthew 26 and 41. This is what Yahweh Shai said, man. All right. It says, watch and pray. And that's something that we have to continually do as well. You know, watch and pray always, as the scripture said.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You know, cause we have Yahweh Shai as our mediator to who? To Yahweh. All right. To strengthen us in the spirit and keep us going and enduring in this battle. You know, it says, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation, and that's all we're surrounded by. All right, you know that's all that hits our doorstep, so to speak, man. Nothing but temptation. Okay, it says the spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Yeah, the spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Mm-hmm.
And that's everybody should be able to understand that,
Yep.
because just like I was saying, you can stay up all night doing things pertaining to the flesh, and I can speak for myself.
Yep.
If I'm out and about doing stuff, just on the go, moving or whatever, I could be up just fine. But then if it comes to doing stuff, spirit like say like reading all night, trying to stay up, or just staying up, being in watching videos and stuff, eventually I'll get tired.
Yeah, it's a battle.
It's a battle in itself,
Mm-hmm.
just to do that, just to stay up and do that, you know. That's why it's not. That's why this isn't something. That's why this is a narrow path.
Yeah.
You know, a path of difficulty because, just like the scripture said, you know, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Because you sincerely you want to be in the spirit all the time, yet it's always a battle just to be in the spirit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why this isn't something that's everybody can be a part of, because not everybody can handle that battle.
Yep.
There are a lot of guys they get tired of that battle. Like they're tired of always fighting the flesh, like because the flesh always wants to do what's contrary to the spirit. And a lot of guys just get to the point to where, man, I want to always do what makes my flesh feel good instead of doing what makes Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you know, what pleases Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when dudes fall off.
Sure.
It starts off like Satan. He crept in, all right, and he makes you go off a little bit, and
Yeah,
then
incrementally.
exactly, and then that little by little adds up over time to the point to where you're just out of there, you know,
Mm-hmm.
basically.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
that's exactly what Satan wants. That's why, like you was mentioning earlier, he's seeking to devour you as a roaring lion.
Yeah, that old man is slowly trying to move back in.
Yep.
You know, I'll jump back to Colossians, the third chapter. This is Colossians 2. I mean, so like Colossians 3:2. Set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to set your affections on, things above, not things on the earth, because everything here is going to vanish away.
Yep.
You know, and everything that's above, that's what's coming in the future. You know, that's what's to come. Or everything here, this isn't going to be here in the near future. But everything that we're supposed to be setting our affection upon, that's things that are on the way.
That's right.
Things to be looking for, falling forward to.
Mm-hmm. For ye are dead, and your life is hid with Yahweh Shai
Yeah,
and the Most High.
we're supposed to be
Yahweh.
dead to this world.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
So,
and just like the scriptures say, they that seek their life shall lose it, and they that lose their life shall find it.
mm-hmm.
We're losing our life in this world, being dead to, not physically dead to this world, as far as we're not trying aspiring to live it up to our best ability in this world.
That's right.
We're aspiring to please Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai to our best ability in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Or being dead to this world in order to be alive in Yahweh Shai.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right,
That's right.
because that's what's going to bring us salvation at the end of the day. All right, being dead to this world is going to do what? At the end of the day, when everything's going down, all hell breaking loose, us being dead to this world the whole time is going to do what? Bring us life when all this hell is breaking loose,
Mm-hmm.
and everything is going bad, because we was dead to this world the whole time. Now it's our time to live in the spirit, while everybody else they're going through their hell and whatnot. Now the Lord is going to be taking care of us, that we're able to live and to receive salvation.
Okay. It says, when Yahweh Shai, who is our life, shall appear, then shall ye also appear with him in glory.
Yeah, and that's when we're gonna be. That's when we're gonna have our glory.
Yep.
You know, not on this side. You shouldn't be seeking to have your glory here in the world. All right. What is there to glory about? This world is filled with nothing but wickedness, man.
Mm-hmm.
All our glory that we're gonna receive is gonna be on the other side after this world is destroyed, man. When that righteous kingdom is established, that's when we're gonna receive our glory. When we with Yahweh Shai, ruling with Yahweh Shai, man.
Okay.
All right. Everything is gonna be exactly how it's supposed to be. All right. We ain't gotta worry about none of this stuff we worry about now. That's when it's time to receive our glory. But now is our time to be dead to this world.
Yep.
You know, mortifying our members, like it's finna go into.
Yep. It says, verse 5, mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to look into this word mortify real quick.
Yep.
The word is necro or necrio. I believe it's necro. Greek word, all right. So it says to make dead, to put to death, slay, worn out of an impotent old man,
Mm-hmm.
to deprive of power, destroy the strength of.
Yep. And that's what you gotta do.
Mm-hmm.
Destroy. You gotta slay your members. All right. Not literally cutting off your body, but slaying your members. where you're slaying basically those demons and those that are on
Yeah,
you
cause
to
that.
hindering you from being better in the spirit.
That's right. That's right.
All right, that's really what it is.
That's it.
Because everybody, yet like the scriptures say, all things are lawful, but not all things are expedient.
Mm-hmm.
So you may be doing things that may not be so-called unlawful, yet it's not expedient for your spirit because you're doing it too much.
Yeah, it's not profitable for your spirit. You know, it's not it's not it's not edifying for you. It's not building up your spirit.
Mm-hmm.
If anything,
It's breaking
it's
down
yeah, it's breaking it down. Mm-hmm.
because what is it doing? It's pleasing your flesh.
Yep.
And you have to keep that in mind. You have to, just like scripture speak about doing things in balance and doing things in moderation, you have to keep those things in mind because if you don't think about that, am I overdoing it, overindulging too much in this or that, then what? You start indulging, overindulging, and it leads to your breaking down your spirit
Mm-hmm.
because you're taking off your mind from being set on the things above,
Yep.
and you're setting your mind more on the things that are here on the earth.
Kind of. That's right. Yeah, that comes with as the scriptures say, examining ourselves. You know,
Mm-hmm.
seeing are we walking in the spirit, or are we walking more in the flesh? You
Yep.
know, it said.
I had a
Yeah.
quick precept.
Okay. And that's a daily task that we are that we go through. You know, it's a daily process of slaying that old man.
Were you going to get Ephesians the fifth chapter or?
No, you can
Okay.
grab that.
All right. Yep. So this is Ephesians. I'm gonna start at 14:5 and 14. Wherefore he saith, Awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Yahweh shall give thee light. See then that you walk circumspectly,
Yep.
not as fools but wise. And this is how you have to walk. Like you were just mentioning, examining yourself. You gotta walk circumspectly, man. You gotta be paying attention, being aware of what's going on, even in things that you're doing.
Yep.
Everything in the mind, it could be the smallest thing. It doesn't matter, You gotta be aware of how you're carrying yourself, where your mind is at,
Mm-hmm.
you know, all these things.
Yeah, like the Apostle Bar goes into a lot. In this truth, our biggest enemy is ourselves. You know, that old man ultimately. All right. That's the battle, the flesh and the spirit. All right. And that's something that we have to keep in mind daily. Okay. No, you got it, bro. And that becomes with being circumspect as well. When you look into the word circumspect, it means to look around.
Mm-hmm.
They being sober and being vigilant, knowing what's going on in the spirit. And understanding that Satan is always in the midst.
Yeah.
You know.
It says redeeming the time because the days are evil.
Mm-hmm.
And you're supposed to be redeeming the time, man. Now is the time to really be on point as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and to give into the flesh as least as possible now.
Yeah.
Because things are only going to get more and more intense as time goes on, and we see that already happening now. You know, all the things that's going on with YouTube starting to flag more videos. All right, brothers, certain cats being told to move from where they had preaching the word on the streets.
Ooh, the apostle Rhymelot did a beautiful lesson. These spirits are activated.
Mm-hmm.
You
They're
know.
active.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
They're active. They're moving. All right. Why is that? Because we're itching closer and closer to the end of this place, man. All right. So these demons, these spirits, man, they're gonna go all out in attempt to to throw the men of the Lord off of our path. You know.
Mm-hmm. And it says, wherefore, wherefore be not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is, and be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit.
Right.
So that in that wine could be talking about many things.
Mm-hmm.
Not just actual literal wine, but just being in the spirit of this world, pretty much.
Yep.
You know, drunk that wherein is excess, because everybody else in this world they're literally getting drunk, they're partying all the time.
They're
They're
giving into the flesh.
they're giving it in the flesh.
They have no balance. They just constantly excess of the flesh.
Yep. Cause why? Because it makes them feel happy.
Yep.
Really, is making those appeasing those demons that are on them, and they don't have the understanding to even understand that they have demons on them.
Yep.
Yet you're supposed to know better. You know, if you're in this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and the spirit is dealing with you, you're supposed to know that you don't want to please those demons. You know, and that's basically the flesh. When you're doing it in excess, you know.
Yep.
Because like I was saying earlier, it may not be unlawful, yet it ain't expedient for your spirit. It's not beneficial because it's not building you up. It's breaking you down in the spirit. It's not if it's not building you up in the spirit and it's breaking you down in the spirit, you need to like fall back from that.
Yep.
You know? Because now is the time to really be focusing and zoning in on things that are building you up in the spirit in order for you to do what? Stand when the time of Jacob's trouble happened.
Yep. God.
Yeah, and that was it on that. We go.
Yeah, back in Colossians 3:5.
Yeah.
It says, "Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth," and you're about to go into it, which are all just demons. You know, all right, they're all spirits. It says fornication, uncleanness. All right, that unclean spirit. You know, inordinate affection. All right. And these are demons that these people in the world have on them to cause them to do things that are unbeneficial and unprofitable for them. You know, it says evil concupiscence and covetousness, which is idolatry. All right, for which things sake the wrath of the Most High cometh on the children of disobedience.
Yep.
Which is talking about the 2/3. All right, because they don't have no will to fight. All right, they're just totally
given over.
Yeah, given over to the flesh and being disobedient to Yahweh Shem Yahushai ultimately, you know, and that's gonna what lead to them being destroyed, in which they're already destroyed spiritually. All right, yeah, it's gonna the physical manifestation thereof. All right, these are the same people like the brother is talking about during the time of Jacob's, the time that we're entering into, the time of Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation. All right, the hour for the microchip, the mark of the beast. They're going to give into because they have already gave into the society, and ultimately they have already gave into Satan.
Yeah, like the other scripture was bringing out. Earlier on, first in the beginning of this chapter, you know, they set their affection on things on the earth. So this is where all their hope lies, and where they hopes and dreams is, you know. So when all hell breaks loose, they're gonna fall right along with the society because they don't have anything above that they have their affection set on.
Yeah, they don't have no hope.
Yep, their hope isn't on anything spiritually; it's all carnal. And if your hope is carnal, then you're out of there pretty much.
That's right. It says, "In the which ye also walked sometime when ye lived in them." Yeah, cause we came from the world. All right. Yeah, we put off the world, and we put off that old man, and we became a new man, a new creature in Yahweh Shai. You know, we were cleansed of that unclean spirit of these worldly demons, and those demons still look to haunt us to this day. All right, and that's a part of the fight. You know, the spiritual fight. All right. It says, "In the which ye also walked some time when ye lived in them, but now ye also put off all these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy conversation out of your mouth."
Yeah, these are all the things that you put off, and that's all the things that the people of the world. Those are traits of the people of the world.
Yep.
You know, like I said, that we put that off. You know, even if when we was in the world, you know, we may have had some of those things, qualities or whatever.
Okay.
Yet, even if you did, you know, you put that off. You know, now that you're a new man, you're supposed to be changed. You're not the same anymore.
That's right.
So you put off all those things, but yet the people in this world, they have all those exact traits, and that's why you see them act the way they do.
That's right. Yep. All those so-called Esau like to call them bad habits. which is nothing but evil spirits.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it says, "Lie not one to another, seeing that ye have put off the old man with his deeds, and have put on the new man, which is renewed in the knowledge after the image of him that created him."
Yep.
And
And you're supposed to be renewed. You
that's
know,
right.
made fresh again.
That's right. And that's a daily thing. All right. I got this right real quick. Um, Second Corinthians chapter 4. I'm gonna start at the point is verse 16. All right. It says, "For which cause we faint not." You know, we don't get feeble. We don't lose enthusiasm. We don't get exhausted in the spirit. All right. You know, by doing what? By constantly renewing the spirit. Not like these people feet not going excess in the flesh, man. All right, going overdrive in the spirit. It says, for which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, all right, this flesh is corruptible, it's perishing, all right. So why would you uh uh, uh how would you say, why would you further feed give the flesh over to its own ruin, you know, which our people are doing, and these people of the world are doing. It says, "But though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day."
Yeah, and that's what you're supposed to be focused on, renewing that inward man.
Strengthening that new man.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Because you ain't gonna strengthen the flesh. You
Mm-hmm.
know, your flesh is gonna go. It's gonna be done away with regardless. So you should be focusing on renewing that inward man. And we brought out the other scripture about being dead to this world. If you dead to this world, doesn't that pertains to you being dead? You're basically you're not pleasing your flesh. You know,
Mm-hmm.
being dead to this world. Because then if you out there trying to really live your life, you know, like the scriptures say, if you those who seek their life to find it, you know, you're gonna lose it.
Yep.
So you're not supposed to be having that sort of mind frame. Your mind frame. You're supposed to have your mindset on the things above,
That's right.
or things pertaining to the inward man, the spirit, because there are things that are pertaining to the outward man. If you're giving yourself into access to those things, all it's going to do is break down your spirit, not build it up.
Yep. You're gonna end up being faint. I got this real fast. It's Galatians 6 and 7. You know, going off what you just said. It says, "Be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
Mm-hmm.
For he that soweth to his flesh shall the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall the Spirit reap life everlasting."
Yeah. So if you sow into the flesh, you're just going to reap corruption, and your flesh is going to be done away with. You know.
That's right.
It's not going to be here forever yet. Your spirit, that's something that's actually lasts forever. It doesn't go away. These bodies that go away, we're going to get a new bodies. Yet our spirit is going to be in those new bodies.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep, it's gonna be. Yep, that's right.
But that's why you should be focused on sowing things to the spirit, because why? If you're doing that, you reap life everlasting.
Mm-hmm.
That's what gives you life.
Yeah, and we just read about how the outward man is already perishing.
Yep.
So and then the more like these people, they're sowing in the flesh, man. They're reaping more corruption. All right, that's why all these people, they're all bugged out on all sorts of drugs. They look
Yep.
like hell. They have all these ailments. They're through.
They perishing faster because they're focused on feeding into the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
And that's literally their whole life, day in and day out, whether it's food, chasing after money, whatever it may be. Their whole mind frame is geared towards pleasing their flesh, and you see it on these people having that mind frame where it gets you looking like hell,
Mm-hmm.
because that's exactly how they look. And then when people see us, they be like, "You look so youthful, like you lively, this and that." But we look alive because we're dead to this world. We're not focused on pleasing our flesh.
Mm-hmm.
We're focused on pleasing Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right.
That's right.
And when you have that sort of mind frame, it goes into you taking better care of yourself and doing other things as well, because you're focused on pleasing Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai.
Yep, and that leads to you what? Killing off killing off that old man, mortifying your members, which are really those demons. All right, and what focus is zoning in more on the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
setting your affection on things that are above.
Yep.
I got this. This is Galatians 5:16. It says, "This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh."
Yeah. So if you walk in the spirit, isn't you ain't gonna be fulfilling the lust of the flesh because you're walking in the spirit, walking in is the action. So if you're active, you're being active. You're not gonna fulfill the lust of the flesh
Mm-hmm.
because you're busy doing what things pertaining to the spirit.
That's right.
And when you're actually doing things like that, it puts you in a certain mind frame.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about having yourself in the mind frame because this battle isn't a physical battle, it's a spiritual battle.
That's right.
So it's all about keeping yourself in the spiritually minded.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's right. Verse 17, "For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary the one to another to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would."
Yeah, it's a constant battle.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you always have to do what? Lean more upon the spirit than you're doing in the flesh.
That's right.
Because it's always a constant battle as far as your flesh wanting to do things against the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
That's not building up your spirit. Most things that your flesh wants to do is things that's going to end up in turn destroying you,
Yeah.
breaking down your spirit if you give yourself into it in excess.
That's right.
Because it creeps in, like we were saying earlier, it creeps in as far as like it slowly increases and then it gets to the point to where you're giving yourself into it way too much.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how Satan gets you.
Yep.
That's why you have to walk circumspectly.
Yep.
All right. Knowing what's redeeming the times because these days are evil. And if these days are evil, what does that mean? Satan's going to be coming at you harder trying to get you to fall off.
That's right. It says, "But if ye be led of the Spirit, ye are not under the law. Now the works of the flesh are manifest. When are these?" Because we're under liberty. We're under liberty.
Yep.
That don't mean we have license to willingly go off to sin, man. All right. That just means we have a grace period because we're in this wicked ass captivity and we're in this wicked ass flesh.
Mm-hmm.
It's a spiritual battle. And that's why we have Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai there for us, man. Okay, to strengthen us. All right, and we have Yahweh Shai as an example because he went through these same things when he came in the flesh, man, and what he overcame. You know, it says, "Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness." Yeah, things of excess. All right, and these are the demons that these people have on them to commit iniquity. All right, that they do. All right, these people in the world, these 2/3, and so much that what they brag about it. All right, it says idolatry, witchcraft, hatred. It says variance, immolations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, ravelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High.
Yeah.
Just like we started at the beginning, St. John the 3rd chapter, what did the Lord told Nicodemus? You have to be born again to inherit the kingdom of the Most High. All right, because he that is born, that is of flesh, you're not going to inherit the kingdom of the Most High, man. But because what? Because you're filthy, man.
Mm-hmm.
We just went into all the attributes thereof. We have to be reborn in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and which happens when what? When you return back to the Lord. All right, and it's a constant battle. It's a constant thing of striving. The scriptures say, "Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee," because we have Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai on our side to what? To strengthen us, to defend us. All right. Yet we have to put forth the effort as well. It says But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance.
Temperance is being balanced.
Yep.
Basically, that's a like a major thing you gotta focus on. Is that balance. Don't be unbalanced in things that you're doing.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Against such there is no law, and they that are Yahushai's have crucified the flesh with the affections and lusts thereof. It's
Yeah.
like it with the affections and lusts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you supposed to crucify it, man. Just like with the other scripture we went into, mortifying it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, slaying it, cutting it off.
Yep.
Or the affections and the lust. Cause yeah, that lust is gonna be there. Yet what? You have to be able to battle your lust, man.
Mm-hmm.
Not just give into it all the time. Like the apostle around live he goes into, and the other apostles as well, Gabar and Tahar, and brothers on down. All right, they that we're still in these fleshly bodies at the end of the day. Yet you have to still strive to win that battle. Yeah, you're gonna slip up sometimes. That's why they have that grace. Yeah, you shouldn't be just willingly taking those L's.
Yep.
You should be taking those L's with the fight at least.
Mm-hmm.
Going out with the fight.
Yep.
Like that saying in the world, when you lose a fight, at least you gave it your best shot. You
Mm-hmm.
didn't just like, leave your hands down and just get knocked out.
Yeah, because it's a daily battle. So sometimes you're gonna lose the battle, but the ultimate goal is to win the war.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which is the spiritual. This is a spiritual war that we're in. You know, it says, if we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. It says, let us not be desirous of vain glory, provoking one another, envying one another.
And all the glory that you can receive here is all vain
Yep.
glory.
Yep.
As far as the glory pertaining to anything you can receive in this world, man,
Mm-hmm.
it's all vanity.
That's right.
All these people that do got the glory, all the riches and stuff, they still hate their lives, man. So all the glory here is all vanity at the end of the day because we're not in the kingdom, or we're still here in this world.
Yep. We still fighting, man.
Yeah, the fight ain't over until we enter into that rest, is which is when we receive salvation, man, and the kingdom is established.
Yeah. Yep. When we're delivered, all right, from this hellhole, okay, from this coming destruction, and from these wicked ass bodies, man. The Lord is gonna give His men new bodies, all right, that's suitable for our spirit. You know, we can close out on this unless you have something else. Ephesians
Mm-hmm.
6:10. You know, it's the best way to close out. All right, and in which uh, um, the Lord left us. The Lord didn't leave us naked. Okay, we're going into how we're in a spiritual war. The Lord gave us instruments to utilize. All right, so that we can continue to fight. It's Ephesians 6:10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of His might. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. You know, and that's putting on that whole armor is us what walking in the Spirit. Okay, and it says that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. We're just talking about the trickeries of the devil. All right, the deceitfulness of sin. Okay, it says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Yep. And this is all a spiritual battle.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you gotta be focused on feeding the spirit, man.
Yep.
All right, because if you're doing things pertaining to the flesh, overindulging in excess, then you're not going to be as prepared for the battle.
Mm-hmm.
The spiritual battle. You gotta be building up the inward man to be able to battle that fleshly man that's trying to come back.
Yep. That's right. That's right. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand.
Yeah, that you may be able to withstand.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole purpose in building up the inward man.
Yep.
Because these people that are in the world, the reason they can't stand is because they don't even have an inward man to begin with. They're just feeding into the flesh. But we're supposed to have that inward man, that spirit in us, man, the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai in us,
That's right.
because we're supposed to be focused on building that up. That's what we're supposed to be doing now until that time of Jacob's trouble comes. All the time that we've been having is built really preparing us for that time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that hour of temptation, because a lot of people, all these people in the world, gonna fold. Not even a lot of people, all these people in the world gonna fold,
Yep.
except for the men of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
Mm-hmm. It says, stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith,
Mm-hmm.
wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked.
Yeah, that faith is above all, man. Just
Mm-hmm.
like the scriptures say in Matthew, even if you have faith of a grain of a mustard seed,
Yeah.
you can move a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
So that faith is a very powerful thing. You know, actually believing in this, man. Believing that Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to deliver us, and then believing that Yahweh Shem Yahushai is dealing with you, man.
Yep. Believing that you can overcome through the power and the might of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know, because Satan, these demons' whole goal is to what? To cast that demon of doubt upon us,
Mm-hmm.
to make us give up, to make us doubt, all right, to make us faint. You know, it says, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High. All right, yeah, that sword is as it says in Hebrews 4:12, man. You know, matter of fact, I'll grab it real fast. It's referred to. All right. That helps us as well. All right, this word. All right, which is Yahweh Shai ultimately. All right. It's Hebrews 4:12. You know, and that's how you can slay these demons. That's how the Lord slew Satan. You know, when Saint Matthew the 4th chapter, when Satan came to the Lord when he was at his weakest, all right, you know, the Lord combated him with what? With the word. All right, falling back in the spirit. Hebrews 4:12, for the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart.
Mm-hmm.
So you can also discern those spirits, you know, all right, that you're how do you say, that approach us daily, all right. If it's not scriptural, it's of Satan.
Yep.
You know, and that's the way you can cut the BS and discern.
Yep. And that's how you fight those spirits, because His word is the spirit,
That's
spirit
right.
of Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
That's right, man.
That's why in Ephesians it referred to it as the sword.
Yep.
You know, because this is how we fight. It's not a physical fight; it's a spiritual fight,
Mm-hmm.
and this is how we fight back at Satan, is by being in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, which is His word.
Yeah, this is how we mortify our members. You know, this is how we slay that old man. Ultimately, we slay that demon. You know, I'll jump back into Ephesians 6, verse 17 again, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit.
Mm-hmm. That's like the apostles on down always mention, that prayer,
Yep.
because that's another powerful thing as well. All right, praying,
Sure.
you know, calling upon Yahweh Shem Yahushai,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what Yahweh Shem Yahushai wants you to do.
Yep.
All right.
That's right. And watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints.
Mm-hmm. You gotta stay on your watch.
Mm-hmm.
And staying on your watch pertains to you being in His word as well as watching what's going on.
That's right, man. Yep. That's pretty much the point, man.
Okay.
You know, we have to be keep that have keep the whole armor of the Most High fully upon us. All right, knowing that we're constantly in a spiritual warfare. All right, and that old man hasn't didn't just disappear. All right, you know, this is a daily thing. A daily battle that we face. Yet we're approaching the end of the battle, man. You know, and the elect are going to get the victory, man. You know, ultimately, in which we're striving to be of that number. You know, so unless you want to add anything,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's pretty much the lesson. You know, Lord's will. This was edifying to the body. You know, we're gonna go ahead and close out once again, giving all praises to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh
Yahweh
Shai,
Shai,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Rakakwadash.
Rakakwadash.
You know, continue to fight that good fight of faith. You know, continue to strive for the truth unto death, man. It's not over until it's over. You know, until we enter into that rest. You know, we're almost there. All right, you know, stay strong. Until the next time, you know, shalom to the elect.
Shalom.
Shalom.